Hi, I'm Yogeshwari. I'm a professor in BITS Pilani, Hyderabad Campus. This is my 24th year of service with BITS Pilani. I was there in BITS Pilani campus as well. And for me, the journey with BITS Pilani is that I joined BITS Pilani in 2001, and I was a very normal, very simple professional life I thought it would lead to. But BITS Pilani, the vibe that it gave me, I entered into administration when I came down to Hyderabad, and that is it. There is no stop there, and I had enrolled myself in every other possible ways. When TP Technology Business Incubator came in, I also started my company. I'm also an entrepreneur, and being in administration, I'm also currently the Dean Administration, before which I had been part of building up the research and innovation. I had been an associate dean for sponsored research. I've been head of CII, which is the innovation part of the research. And today, being a dean administration, I really feel fortunate that given an opportunity to express my opinion and also to contribute women in the community. I'm really glad that BITS Embryo is coming up with this plan. I'm glad to be part of this.
I'm an alumni of BITS Pilani. I did my ME and PhD from BITS Pilani Campus, and I'm extremely passionate about teaching. And my research focus is in the area of molecular genetics, and I work with two human diseases. One is the communicable disease, which is malaria, where I focus on the vaccine candidate antigens of malaria. Second is a non-communicable disease, but a disease which is growing and which seems to have a greater impact on families, which is autism spectrum disorder. So this caught my attention after I moved to Hyderabad, and in the early decade of the 21st century, I realized that the numbers of autism were really growing, and the Indian research scenario as far as autism was concerned was very limited, and then I felt that could be one area, using my knowledge of biology and the training that I've had, I could make a difference. So that's how I got into autism spectrum disorder. So now I have already guided about 5 PhD students and more than 100 research students. And right now I have 2 PhD students working with me, and I have completed grants worth more than 1.5 crore.
Hey everyone, this is Aruna from Computer Science Department. I've been working with BITS Hyderabad since 2010, and I did my PhD from NIT Surathkal, finished in 2009, and I'm a vivid badminton player, and also interested in music, play guitar. These are my hobbies.
So hello all, I am Anasuya Guhare, and I'm from Kolkata. Presently I am Associate Professor in the Department of Civil Engineering. I have completed my Bachelor's in Civil Engineering from Jadavpur University, and then I have completed my Master's and PhD from IIT Kharagpur. After that I joined BITS. At present I am also serving as the cross-appointed faculty in Hiroshima University of Japan, and also in BITS I also have the responsibility. I am the faculty in charge of the Community Welfare Division.
Hi everyone, so this is Amrita Priyadarshini, and I belong to Mechanical Department, and I joined BITS Pilani Hyderabad Campus in 2013 December, so it's exactly a decade I have spent here, and I am from Orissa, and I did my PhD from IIT Kharagpur, so it's like one after the other. I did BTech, MTech, PhD, and then finally as a teacher I entered here. So BITS is where I actually learned a lot of things with new challenges, everything fresh and new, and I started my career with BITS Pilani Hyderabad Campus.
Hi all, I am Sudha Radhika from the Department of EEE of BITS Pilani Hyderabad Campus. I am Associate Professor in the department, and I also work as DRC Convener, the Department Research Committee in the department. About myself, I am from Kerala basically. I did my PhD from Tokyo Polytechnic University from Japan. I had my teaching experience. I have my teaching experience for past 18 to 19 years. Apart that, research experience goes to 5 years.
So, hello everybody. I am Jayanti Subbalakshmi from the Department of Chemistry. I am working as a professor. I have done my masters from the Andhra University with physical chemistry and specialization, and then MPhil and PhD from the University of Hyderabad under molecular materials. And then I moved to Japan and completed my postdoc in organic electronics, and later from 2009 I have been in BITS Hyderabad Campus. So this July I will be completing 15 years.
Myself, Roona Kumari, and from EEE department, and I completed my BTech from BPHC University, MTech from NIST University, and PhD from NIT Rourkela. And after the submission of the thesis, I got this opportunity at BITS Hyderabad, also in BITS Goa, but I have chosen this one because my family was there. So, and from 2014 I am there in EEE department, and now I am associate professor in EEE department and also taking care of timetable division as faculty in charge. I am Ponna Raja. I am an assistant professor here in BITS in the EEE department. I'm basically from Tamil Nadu, so my undergraduate is from Anakapachatiyar College of Engineering and Technology, Karaikuri. So then I started working and I did my PG part-time in Satyabama University. Then in 2012 I joined my PhD in IIT Madras. That was my golden period. So I really spent some 4 years in IIT. So that changed my whole life. So then I went back to my old college. Then I thought I don't fit that, so I then moved here. So I'm here in BITS since 2018. I'm a hostel warden here, as well as I'm part of community welfare division and few lab in charges.
So I'm Meenakshi. So I joined BITS Pilani Hyderabad Campus in 2009, almost from the very beginning. Before to that, I did my PhD from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore in Physics Department. And after that, I went on to do my postdoctoral work in Texas A&M University. I was there for a couple of years doing my research work. And then I was teaching there as a visiting assistant professor. And then I moved on to Northwestern University, where I continued my research on nanomagnetism as well as nanoscale patterning. And I joined BITS. After that, I directly joined BITS here. And I had a break in my career before I joined BITS.
Professor in the Department of Humanities and Social Sciences, and I work on political ecology and public administration.
I am Devi Rupa. I will skip the prefix doctor because I am just a woman, as several other women in academia and elsewhere. So I am by profession an assistant professor in the Department of Chemical Engineering here at BITS Hyderabad Campus. So I did my BTech in Jadavpur University some long time ago. I don't remember. I think it was 2012. Then I did my masters in IIT Bombay, and then I did my PhD in National University of Singapore. After that, I struggled a while to find a job in the academia, and I landed myself here, and here I am after 3 years since I joined BITS.
I came to BITS in 2012. That is my second job after my PhD, and I've been here from then onwards. So I work in EEE department, and I slowly evolved from being an assistant professor and faculty to professor.
So I am Dr. Durba Roy. I am from Department of Chemistry, BITS Pilani Hyderabad Campus. Recently I was allotted the role of Associate Head Sire, and that's why probably you are here today to interview me. I am here since 2013. I joined in 2013 July, so I completed a decade at BITS, and it's been a pleasure all through working here. So it's kind of, I learned a lot of things from this.
Obviously, it will be one of your family members. I think everyone will basically agree to that. Yes, basically, I was raised by my grandparents. So I was with my grandparents and my maternal uncle and aunt. So grandmother is one I have seen. So the way she has handled everything, like she used to love me like anything. And when you are your first grandchild, so you are like too much pampered, and you are in your grandparents' house. I was very pampered. But yes, even if it is pampered, it will be sometimes okay. There will be a no, and then it's yes. And I feel that okay, it is very important.
Yeah, that is true. So like my mother, my grandmothers, like both my grandmas, and my aunts, they have all been an inspiration in very different ways. If I talk about academia and my decision to come here, then my supervisor, like my PhD supervisor, has been the sole influencer, I would say, for this. I haven't seen anyone with so much, let's say, ethics, morals, and someone who can just push you to extend the boundaries which you never thought you could, in both personal ways and academically. So yes, she has been a very big inspiration for me to choose my career.
I think the most influential woman apart from my mother, it would have been always our teacher, Gokhale. I mean Mrs. Gokhale. And I think more out of the fear we learned probably a good kind of a communications language but only after going out of school we all realize, what an influential factor she was.
It's very difficult to pinpoint one woman, but at multiple levels there have been many women who have inspired me. And this could start from a family where an earlier generation of moms, aunts, in spite all their challenges, whatever they have achieved during their time, the kind of wisdom, the kind of perseverance, the kind of strength that they have displayed, that is one level at which they inspire. But generically, I am very inspired by women who do things for the first time, who are pioneers. For example, a Kalpana Chawla or somebody, a Mithali Raj, who was the first cricketer. So at every level, the woman who did not have lot of role models ahead of her, but she ended up being a role model, those are the kind of women who really inspire me.
Obviously, I start with my mother and my sister. My family has had really strong women. They kind of inspired me and made me understand what it means to be a strong woman. And thereafter, being exposed to seeing teachers, seeing people within business, seeing people within academia, doing some very interesting things. And even in the previous job, I had a boss who was a wonderful manager. She was able to actually demonstrate what it means to be an inclusive manager. Currently at BITS as well, we have a lot of leadership by women, and that kind of inspires even a person in my position to say, hey, this is possible. And it gives you that tribe to be able to actually work together. And I think all of them have been inspirational.
I also had the fortune of working with Professor Terry Wodham in Northwestern University, and I would say that she was also one of my inspiration, in the sense like I was her third postdoctoral student, but she was pretty young when she took up the job in Northwestern, and she has always given me all the freedom to do my work, and always treated me as her as a colleague, not as a student or somebody working under her. And she also, the way she works and the way she interacts and interacts with students, and those were the things which inspired me, you should become somebody like her. She used to you can look at her and say that, yeah, this is exactly what I would want to do, and treat everyone fairly. So that has been pretty good.
International Women's Day would mean just fun, it's a Women's Day and we all gather together, and we never had any sense of, a purpose for having the day. But after I took over as Dean Administration February 2023, the first event which came in was Women's Day, so the International Women's Day. and I really wanted to see that every level of women on campus, including community, including these outsourced women could be included. Today, International Women's Day, as of now, looks like an opportunity for me to gather women from all parts of life, especially the community as well as outside the campus, and do something and create impact. People should look at you and feel that okay, so if a woman can support another woman, I think easily you can get everybody on board with increasing confidence. That is what I feel empowerment would be.
According to me, celebrating such a day gives importance to ladies, like not only for us who are working, but also the entire community for India. Other community people, like people who are lying in a low level also, how important is to make themselves feel that how important they are to the community. So by celebrating such a I think for BITS it is for 1 week we are celebrating. Our plan is to celebrate for at least 1 week, because one day doesn't mean anything. So we plan to celebrate it for 1 week. In this 1 week, we'll show them, we try to highlight the importance of women in the community.
For me, International Women's Day means feeling happy, on feeling pride that I am thankful to the God that I belong to that strata or I am that side of the strata which has been provided a very strong ecosystem in terms of support from everywhere, and privileged to be a woman and admired by everyone to be a woman. So I consider that as my life has gone so well being a woman with no hurdles, I think that others who might have gone through a lot of barriers or a lot of struggles or patriotic views must be given a chance to come to this side of the strata. So for me, International Women's Day means making everyone experience the way I experienced till now.
To me, International Women's Day means that I make a special place in this world to change someone's life as a teacher, and I take this opportunity, to express myself in the fullest of the form, where people have supported me to come to this stage, and I express my gratitude to them as part of this Women's Day.
I think it means a lot to me, because that is one day which helps us to showcase the enormous amount of achievements which women have made against all odds. So any achievement of a woman that you look at, it's always compounded by the fact that her challenges are much bigger and double than the male counterpart, right? So in that sense, that every achievement that you're able to showcase on this day puts the spotlight on women and helps and inspires other women to come forward and do their best as well. I mean, it gives them a lot of motivation to try this out. So I feel this is certainly one very good initiative which should be lauded.
The biggest challenge is to maintain a work-life balance. Okay, that is the sole big challenge, I think, irrespective of which field we are. I just kept thinking of what all work were remaining to be done, and what things are pending, what all is happening over here, because somewhere in my mind I'm always it keeps coming back and forth. Okay, so we are juggling between this and that. So that we're maintaining a healthy family life and a healthy work life. I mean, we can overcome that with a lot of support, which I fortunately have, but I think we are still not there.
Only the number of women when we were doing PhD or masters, number was less when compared to the current scenario. And we got a good encouragement from our professors and from our students also. However, since the number was less, sometimes they used to talk in such a way to sometimes demotivate or make fun, but we never bothered that. And we were just take it lightly and try to achieve whatever we wanted. But we had a good cooperation and all.
But sometimes I feel that some people, like when you are in some administrative position, that time when you feel that some people, whatever they are taking decision, so they don't ask you before that. They take the decision and after that they will ask you to follow that. So sometimes you feel that maybe if some male person was there in place of me, they could have asked that. But for me, I feel like that, but I don't know what is the actual thing. So sometimes it happens. And sometimes they are taking some decision related to my that division or something, which is I never know that thing. Later on I come to know that okay, they have taken this decision and I have to follow that whether I like or not.
Being a woman, always associate yourself with certain duties and responsibilities that come up automatically, and by nature you are, human woman is different from male in certain aspects, and it is both emotional and physical, and we have to accept that. And so certain things which we can do better, and there are other things which probably our male counterparts can do better. So when we were in very young, we saw ourselves gradually developing the skills, certain things which we could not do, for example very heavy lifting and all those things. But gradually as life passed by, depending on the situation, sometimes there was no other one to help me, I had to do myself. So I started doing those work, and eventually found myself doing pretty much everything that daily chores, whatever you need in your day-to-day life. There is nothing that I can't do. So in that sense, I never really found myself separated from a man, discriminated. In our research field also, I was in a lab which was like, I was the only woman student at that time. So we were doing pretty much the same thing. So I never felt discriminated there.
Always I got support of my parents and then from my in-laws and of course my husband, and then during my PhD days also, and here when I joined in BITS, my department was extremely supportive, so I have not faced any hurdles at all.
Movies, generally I like some feel-good type movies.
Yeah.
Like which can be just, if you want to relax, you just play it and you just keep on watching. Like there are many movies, like if you see Dilwale Dulhaniya Le Jayenge, I like that movie a lot. I mean, every phase is something very light-hearted. Andaz Apna Apna, typical comedy movie. So you don't have to actually use your brains. Just watch it and laugh it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
There are many movies. Currently, I am able to just recollect these two movies. I think that's it.
My favorite books, I love reading Bengali novels, being a Bengali, and my favorite book is Note, which is actually a Bengali one. And coming to free time, after managing the college and then family, we actually do not get a lot of free time. But I love to spend my free time by painting. I love painting and also singing.
Favorite book, definitely The Alchemist. That is the only book. Whenever I read books, of course, I reread certain books. Mostly it is to do with Robin Sharma or something. And Alchemist was the first book, or the only book I would say till now. I finished it in 2 hours. No other books I would have read for months together. I keep rereading. So I think Alchemist is that is also one life-changing experience.
I would not call it as a turning point. I actually come from a very small offbeat place in almost the southern tip of India. So I went to a very beautiful school and a very nice school. I still remember my teachers there, and it was a normal life. There was no coaching centers back then. So I got into engineering, but I did not like it. Perhaps I'm the only case who quit engineering to join a career in physics. And after that, when I joined Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, that did become a turning point for me, because I was introduced to world-class research. I could see what is the research culture around, and many great people came there to speak. They invited many Nobel laureates. It was a very inspiring time for us. Once you get the taste of success there, then there was no turning back. I would call it as one turning point where I decided I would want to do a research in physics and carry on in that field itself.
So I'm very privileged and very lucky to be privileged in terms of the way I was brought up. But it took me a long time to realize that's not true for everyone. And it took me a long time to realize the biases I have within myself as well. So I wouldn't call it one instance, but I would call it multiple instances, which is why I love social science. The reason I became a person who did a PhD in political science is when I started asking these questions of, hey, but I thought this was normal. I thought there was nothing wrong with this. What does it mean when we're saying we're unjust or we're not including people? And the answers to this I found in social sciences, I found in political theory, and I found in understanding the ideas of power. So the instance would be actually my exposure to social science. And the reading that I had, I was very lucky to have, which then became an obsession, which then became a PhD, which then became my entire career.
Any message, I would always say that we are very privileged to be where we are, and when we celebrate Women's Day, like we say that we are trying to achieve equality, I think many of us are fortunate that we have already achieved it, but I think we should direct our message, or we should work towards improving this people, like you take our workers here, the housekeeping staff and everybody. Perhaps they undergo a lot of things in terms of discrimination, but they just keep quiet and just to go on doing their work. I think the message we should try to do is or the message I would like to say is really try to work for their improvement. We have already reached a stage where I don't think anybody else needs to come and speak for our upliftment, but it is absolutely required for their upcoming that we have to focus on that. And there are many times I hear parents still, these are all the educated people we are dealing with. There are many times I have seen parents saying that she's just a girl, why should she go into engineering or science? She would get married. But I think we should never discourage a girl child. And a message especially to all the girls out there, never let anyone say no to your dreams. If they say you can't do it, you should take it as a challenge and then do it and prove it to them. It is not that you're trying to prove anything to them, but you should never let your dreams fly away because somebody else told that you can't do that.
We lead by example, just how I lead as an example. My mother is my example, so I know how hard she works even at this age. So I still feel I have to compete with her to reach out to her amount of effort she puts per day, per minute.
Hi, I'm Srinidhi. I'm the sports secretary of BITS Hyderabad. I'm also the vice captain of the basketball team, and I'm a professional Bharatanatyam dancer.
Hi, I'm Nayasudha Benedini, civil third year. I am the head of our teacher set, and I'm the student coordinator in BMI, which is the top city.
So hi, I'm Lahari, and I'm a fourth year CS student, and I was also the ex-secretary of the Journal Club. Hi, I'm Shreya, a third year CS student here at BITS. I also happen to be the captain of the women's basketball team.
For me, it's about celebrating every woman's life, how they overcome their hurdles and work throughout their life to get their name recognized by everyone. And yeah, doing this with an ease, with an comfort, and just laying their everyday hurdles.
Women's Day is a celebration of women, their struggles, their achievements, the hurdles that they have surpassed, and just basically a celebration of women and the support that women have and the way that women support each other. It's just a celebration of that.
I think it's a great day to celebrate womanhood in general, and it's one of those days you should take to acknowledge the privilege we have to be students, to be girls in BITS, because if we look at our own families, we've seen women who've not had that privilege. And while it's not something I say you should be grateful about, but it's important to acknowledge that privilege and make sure you do whatever you can to provide that privilege to other women wherever you go in life.
this to answer this, I would just like to quote my friend and Embryo POR Rachna to the participants. The other 364 days are men's day, so I think March 8th, 50th are women.
So I think women in sports is a really developing field, and it's so important for us to be out here supporting each other, playing and truly showing that sports is beyond just gender, and supporting each other and participating. And the only way I think this happens is when all of us come out here, support each other and play together. Sports in general has been developing at BITS, and I think all us women's team captains are really enthusiastic about playing here, and the teams as well are really enthusiastic. Especially the basketball team, we really enjoy practice, and it's a big part of our lives. So I think sports in general here.
TED is such an amazing club because it's this close-knit community of people who are truly passionate about tech and core engineering. Like when I first came to this, it seemed like so many everything it's quite, but being love is like the same reassurance and yeah, it's also so motivating to get to people like this. Are some of the best players
I think this sports team means everything to me. They are one of the best, one of the closest friends, closest juniors that I have on campus. They actually are leaving to InterBITS today, and I'm really looking forward to it. And my team is full of people who are always so positive, so supportive, and I just love spending time with them.
At least there has been no discrimination as such, and again I say that because we come from a place of privilege, so there has been no we've always been treated equally. In fact, maybe you have a little more advantages being a woman in STEM. You have more opportunities to help you build your career and things like that. Maybe somewhere obviously the disadvantage that comes is you're always low in number compared to the other gender, and when it comes to projects and all of that in terms of interactions, you might miss out a little bit, but you can always cover up for that with the other advantages you get in terms of opportunities.
The most significant woman in my life would definitely be my best friend on this planet, Kushi. So Kushi is majoring in German right now at BPHC, and we have between 6 and 10, and she is one of the strongest women I have ever met. Yeah, I think every woman should have somebody like her in her life, because you need someone to understand what you're going through, and it makes the journey so better if you know somebody on.
If I have to say role model, it's hard to pick someone, because every time you see someone in popular media, any woman achieve something, you naturally feel inspired by it. If I had to pick one person, it'd probably be my mom. So my mom's someone who's raised me and my sister all alone, and she works, she's also doing her PhD, and she's like the strongest person I know, not just women, strongest person I know. No person I know could do half the things she does in a day. So I think I've been lucky to grow up and be raised by such a strong female figure in my life. So she's the biggest inspiration I have.
I think there are actually a lot of people. Every woman that I've met has in some way impacted me. One, my wing, which is a full powerhouse of women. Shamna, who was Cypher's secretary, Harshni, Manal, Rachna, they're all part of Embryo, Manaswita, Vaishnavi, they're all amazing women. Second, of course, my basketball team, which teaches me so much every day, and they come with so much positivity. My journey as sports tech has also led me to meet the dean, who is also a woman I'm so much in awe of. And of course, my mom, my grandmom, who've taught me so much, who've learned so much from their journey and just share their experience with me, so I do better in life.
So my last piece of advice would be never self-reject, because you as a woman are amazing and you can accomplish whatever you set your mind to.
for all you juniors out here, don't be afraid to come out and play. We're all of us are so supportive, and we really want you guys to enjoy sports here as it is. And all the teams are really welcome to have everybody, regardless of your skill level. Just don't be afraid, be confident, and come out here and play with us. And I'm sure we'll have a lot of fun.
I think don't be afraid, be kind, support each other, dream big, and you're sure to achieve it.
You're in college. There are, as a girl, it's amazing to be in a girls' hostel. It's a lot of fun, and you have a very limited time. Have as much fun as you can, and make sure you utilize all the opportunities around you. There are more opportunities than you think there are, especially to help women in STEM grow. So make sure you're actually utilizing those opportunities, because not a lot of people have those.
Yeah, that's quite nice to hear. When Sci-Fi is majorly women dominated, and yeah, there are so many good dancers. They are just very talented. They come up with very new ideas, enthusiastic, and yeah, it feels very powerful when being the only girls POR in the Senate. And yeah,
it's getting better, but I also think just because it's gotten a little better, people often seem to think it's gotten better, that we've already achieved equality, and oftentimes the smaller issues seem very, negligent in compared to the bigger issues women have crossed over. Like, even if you see the small issues we face in our hostels and all of that, they seem silly, but they are important issues, and they just, cause the micro issues also cause a gender disparity, change women's experiences in every place. Like, even suppose you go to a workplace, yes, we're not being discriminated, but it just, when you're just the only woman in the team working, you still feel different. And when only you're supposed to be concerned about safety, when you're worried about going earlier than the others, that's where you tend to start feeling the gender disparity. There are still issues, especially when it comes to safety and things like that. It's a lot of times you have to take steps back for safety, and that often, just for our own safety, we're lagging behind because of that.
I think I'm in an engineering college, so obviously being a woman is a minority here. But apart from that, I think everyone here is really supportive. Really, they do acknowledge my ideas, and it's great fun working with them. I think, first of all, every day should be a celebration of women, because we know how to empower each other, we support each other. Again, I've said this too many times, but it should be said multiple times. And I think, yeah, just be kind, dream big,